Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. As you all know, black and white photography has this timeless, dramatic feel. But editing, well, that's a different story. And that is also where a lot of beginners go wrong. Today everyone, I'm going to show you the most common mistakes that everybody makes when editing black and white images. But today I'm going to show you how to do it the professional way. Well, let's begin with mistake number one. Well, most beginners simply take the desaturation slider and dial it all the way down. And the problem by doing that, everybody, you lose control on how different colors translate into shades of grey. And the best way to correct that is by using the black and white adjustment panel or the color sliders. But I'm not going to show you how to do it in Lightroom or even Camera Raw. I'm going to show you how I do it my way in Photoshop. A very simple method, so stay with me and I'll show you this simple method from turning your color images into black and white. And by using this way, you can decide how blues, reds and greens translate into tones. And that control is what gives your image depth and character. So let's dive into our laptop and I'll show you how it's done. So we're going to take the image over to Photoshop. And here we are in Photoshop. We're going to go down to this adjustments layer. Click on black and white. It's going to open up a small window here. And you have all the colors that you have in your image. And here you can start dialing down, adjusting the sliders accordingly to your liking. You have the blues. You can see the difference in the image by moving the slider up and down. You have the reds also, and you can see the different tones you get by using this method in Photoshop. You can do the same in Lightroom or Camera Raw, but from here I'm going to go one step further. That will give you a much better black and white image. I'm going to close here. I'm going to go down to the adjustments layer once more, and we're going to click on gradient map. And here we're going to get a much better black and white image. Just click on this drop down window here and click on classic. And you can see you have a much better black and white image instead of a flat image. And I'm going to close these layers here. I'm going to flatten them. And from here we can go back to Lightroom or Camera Raw. You just click on here on the filter and just click on Camera Raw, or if you're using Lightroom, go back to Lightroom and you can continue your editing. Now I'm going to show you mistake number two, and that is ignoring contrast. Black and white photography thrives on contrast, and beginners often leave the photo looking flat with too many midtones. So to fix this, use your curves or levels to push your blacks deeper and brighten your highlights. You want a good tonal range from rich blacks to clean whites. And now we're going to continue with mistake number three, and that is over sharpening. When editing in black and white, texture becomes more noticeable. Many beginners crank the sharpening way too high, making the image look harsh and unnatural. So I'm going to show you how it's done. So what we need to do, everybody, is sharpen selectively. And by doing this, we'll be using some masking. We don't need to sharpen the water here. We need to sharpen the foreground, these grasses and these rocks. the background, the trees and the rocks in the background also, and maybe just a touch on the waterfall. So I'm going to show you how it's done. So what I usually do for my sharpening process, I go down to the detail here where there is the sharpening, and I don't touch these sliders. I'm going to reset them. I don't need to touch these sliders. I'm going to leave it on 0, and I'm just going to head over to the masking up here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the brush, the most easy tool you can find in the tools, in the masking tools. And here I'm just going to paint over where I see I need the sharpening. And I'm going to start off, I'm going to increase the brush size, and I'm going to start off with the top area here. And just work your way down where you think you need the sharpening. And like this, we're sharpening selectively, as we do not need to sharpen the water. You can create another mask for the waterfall, because like I said, we don't need to sharpen the waterfall that much. And we don't need to do any sharpening in the water here. And from here, just go down to the sharpening. You can give it a bit of texture if you want, but always be careful with the texture slider. Just increase. I always increase just below 10. And I'm going to increase the sharpening and push it all the way up below the 50s. Like somewhere there in the mid 40s. And here we have a perfectly sharpened image. Like I said, the foreground, the background, and nothing in the water. I'm going to zoom in so you can see. And you can see we have a perfectly sharp image where we need it. I'm going to use another brush. I'm going to create new mask and select brush. And I'm going to go over the waterfall here. Decrease your brush size and just paint away. You don't need to be exactly precise, I mean. And here I'm going to give it again a touch of texture. Not too much, always below 10, always according to your image. And I'm going to increase the sharpening just around the 20 areas, something like that. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see the results as well. And there you have a perfectly sharpened image. Well, let's head back to the video and we'll carry on with the other mistakes that beginners make. And now we're going to get to mistake number 4. Forgetting about dodging and burning, which to me is a very, very powerful tool. And it will also give you that 3D effect. So don't forget, guys, to dodge and burn. Subtle movements of brightening highlights and deepening the shadows adds 3-dimensionality. And that is how professionals create drama to the image. And also guide the viewer's eye into the main subject. Black and white photos come alive when you sculpt the light. Beginners often stop after basic adjustments and miss out on dodging and burning. And now we've come to mistake number 5. Ignoring composition and mood. Sometimes beginners think black and white is just a filter, but the real power lies in using tones to enhance the mood and composition. Always remember to ask yourself, what story am I trying to tell with this photo? Use light, shadow, and tonal contrast to reinforce that mood. So everyone, to recap everything, don't just desaturate your image, control your tones, build contrast, sharpen carefully, and more importantly, dodge and burn.
Well, this was the image that I was using to show the mistakes that beginners make when editing. And as you can see everyone, by correcting those mistakes, you will achieve an image just like this, which will lead you to becoming a black and white photography editing professional.
Well, that's it everyone for today. If you found this helpful, smash that like button, subscribe for more editing tips, and also drop a comment below about the biggest mistake you made in black and white editing. Thanks for watching and happy editing everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.